Today our lesson is going to be on solving systems of equations by substitution. We've already done by graphing, so this is another way to find out what our x and y are. Substitution. In the previous lesson we learned about graphing. In today's lesson we'll use substitution. Substitution is an algebraic method that is used to find the exact solution, which will be an ordered pair of x and y, of a system of equations without graphing it. So let's look at this example. This is on page 378 in the textbook. Solve a system of equations by substitution. Okay, it says the solution to a system of equations is an ordered pair. The problem here gives the value of y. We only need to find the value for x. So they tell us right here that y equals 2. So I'm going to take this 2 and I'm going to substitute it in for the place of y in the other equation. So instead of y, I know y equals 2, so I'm going to say 2 equals x plus 4. Okay, now we're trying to get x by itself, so to do that I need to subtract 4 on both sides. When I subtract 4, 2 minus 4 is negative 2, and on the right hand side I just have x. So now I know that x equals negative 2, and then from right here I know that y equals 2. So my solution as an ordered pair is negative 2, 2. Remember, the ordered pair is always x, comma, y. So when you tell me the solution to a system of equations, I'm looking for this ordered pair right here. Alright, let's look at another example. Alright, looking at this one, we have y equals x minus 6 and y equals 3x. Okay, so we're going to substitute this 3x in for the place of y in the other equation. So instead of y, I know y equals 3x, so I'm going to write 3x equals x minus 6. So see, I just took this equation, and instead of y, I put in 3x. Alright, now to solve this, I know that's a 1x, so I'm going to subtract 1x on both sides. Alright, when I do that, I get 2x equals negative 6. Last step, divide by 2. So x equals negative 3. Now, in this case, we don't already know what y is. We know y is 3x, but we don't know what number y is equal to. So now I'm going to go back to this equation, and I'm going to substitute in x to find y. So in this case, we're going to do y equals 3x. Now instead of x, I know that I can use negative 3. So 3 times negative 3. So y equals negative 9. So my ordered pair for this one is negative 3, negative 9. You can always check those by filling them in. Negative 9 equals negative 3 minus 6. Yes, negative 3 minus 6 is negative 9. If I plug it into the second equation, I have negative 9 equals 3 times negative 3. Negative 9 does equal negative 9. So you can see that this is the correct solution, negative 3, negative 9. Alright, let's look at this one. Write a system of equations to represent the situation. Mr. Thomas cooked 45 hamburgers and hot dogs at a cookout. He cooked twice as many hot dogs as hamburgers. Okay, so I'm going to let x equal hot dogs, and I'm going to let y equal hamburgers. Alright, I know that he cooked a total of 45. So x plus y equals 45. Hot dogs plus hamburgers equals 45. Okay, he cooked twice as many hot dogs as hamburgers. So that tells me hot dogs, x, equals 2 times the number of hamburgers, 2y. Okay, our part D says solve by substitution. So now I know that x equals 2y, so I'm going to take that 2y and I'm going to put it in the place of x. So 2y plus y equals 45. Combining like terms, 2y plus 1y is 3y equals 45. Dividing by 3, I get y equals 15. Okay, so I know he cooked 15 hamburgers. But I don't know how many hot dogs, so let's plug it back into our equation. X equals 2y. Instead of y, I know I can use 15. 2 times 15. So x equals 30. So my ordered pair, 30, 15. That tells me that he cooked 30 hot dogs and 15 hamburgers. And we can check that. 30 plus 15 is 45. And then 30 equals 2 times 15. That is true. 30 equals 30. All right, next problem. Looking at this, I want to fill in this 4 in the place of y. So 4 equals x plus 7. Subtracting 7 on both sides. Negative 3 equals x. Okay, now in this case, I don't have to solve for y. They told me that y equals 4. So my solution, negative 3, 4. Again, make sure x is first. Another example. They tell me y is 6. So instead of y, I'm going to put in a 6 equals x minus 3. Adding 3, I get 9 equals x. I already know that y equals 6 from right there. So my ordered pair is 9, 6. Third problem. I know y is 3x, so I'm going to plug 3x in for y. 3x equals x plus 5. Now, I want to get all my x's on the same side, so I'm going to subtract 1x. All right, when I do that, 2x equals 5. Dividing by 2, I get x equals 2.5. All right, so now we need to find y. I know y equals 3x. Instead of x, I know that it is 2.5. All right, when I multiply that, y equals 7.5. So my ordered pair, 2.5, comma, 7.5. Last problem like this. Pause the video and try to do this one on your own, and then turn the video back on and check your answer. So I want to take negative 4x and plug that in. So negative 4x equals x minus 9. Got a 1 there. I want to subtract that 1x. Negative 5x equals negative 9. Dividing by negative 5, x equals 9/5. All right, plugging this in, y equals negative 4x. So y equals negative 4 times 9/5. Y equals negative 4 times 9 is negative 36/5. All right, so our answer, 9/5, negative 36/5. You can turn those to decimals or to mixed numbers. All right. Last example, 7 adults and children went to the movies. The number of adults was 1 more than the number of children. Write a system of equations that represents the number of adults and children. Solve the system by substitution. Okay, so I know I've got adults and children, so I'm going to say let x equal adults, let y equal children. All right, now we've got to read this again and see what they say. 7 adults and children went to the movies. So that tells me adults plus children equals 7. Okay, my next sentence. The number of adults was 1 more than the number of children. So adults equals children plus 1. All right, so now solving this, I'm going to take this y plus 1 that's equal to x and put it in the place of x. So y plus 1 plus y equals 7. All right, combining like terms, 1y plus 1y is 2y plus 1 equals 7. All right, from there, I want to subtract 1. So I get 2y equals 6. dividing by 2, y equals 3. Alright, so now I've got my y, but I need to find x. I know looking here that x equals y plus 1. So I know y is 3. So x equals 3 plus 1 is 4. So my ordered pair is 4, 3. That tells me there were 4 adults that went and there were 3 children that went. We can check that. 7 adults and children went to the movies. Yes, 4 plus 3 is 7. The number of adults was 1 more than the number of children. Yes, the number of children was 3. The number of adults was 4. Alright, now I want you to take out your textbook and go to page 380 that's up under your desk and complete numbers 6 through 17. Okay, do your best. Please bring this to me for me to check as soon as you finish.